the Golden Globes are useless. Always have been. And, you know, I, as somebody who has been a great detractor of the Golden Globes and their background organization that runs them, the Hollywood Foreign Press, which is equally as useless. I have started to feel that maybe there's a little bit of hope for it, though, because last year they got a new owner. Somebody now owns the Golden Globes and the Hollywood Foreign Press. And I believe one of those owners is Dick Clark Productions. And I thought maybe they can start to turn things around. Well, maybe they still can. But they're off to a rocky start. As the Golden Globe nominations have come out, and they have proved once again why they are a completely illegitimate, any kind of can't take them seriously awards thing. First of all, they had a real hard time getting anybody to host the show. There was a big story in Deadline the other day that was kind of highlighted the fact that they couldn't get anybody to agree to host the show. They went to Chris Rock. How good would he have been to host the Golden Globes? Chris Rock turned him down. Then they went to Ali Wong, who is freaking hilarious. Good choice to go to her, but she turned him down. They went to Will Arnett and Jason Bateman and the third guy whose name eludes me that does their podcast.
Sean Hayes.
Yes.
Yeah, Sean Hayes. Smart.
Asked if they would come. I thought that was a really interesting idea.
Yeah.
Get them to host it. And they said, no, thank you. They went back to Tina Fey and Amy Poehler, which is, again, a good thing to go to. And they said, no, thank you. And apparently, without exaggeration, from what I've heard, the list became that of dozens of celebrities who said, no thanks, don't want to host the Golden Globes. And that's why they ended on Vilmer from That 70s Show and Cedric the Entertainer. No offense to either of those two fine gentlemen, but you're talking about the show that used to have Amy Poehler and Tina Fey, Ricky Gervais and others, and well, that's where we're at now. But here's the thing, though, and that's fine. It's going to take them a few years to rebuild their reputation and get back some of their status. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. But then, Rob, I looked down the nominees list and I was reminded once again, oh, right, this is the Golden Globes, who their awards are simply about how do we get some superstars to show up to our show completely regardless of merit. Because not only do they have this fucking ridiculous category, cinematic and box office achievement, that's a category. And as stupid as that is, and we could talk for the next hour about how just the fact that that's a category is fucking ridiculous. You look at the movies, and you think, well, yeah, these are big movies that also had quality to them. Barbie, Guardians of the Galaxy, John Wick Chapter 4, Mission Impossible, Oppenheimer, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Super Mario Brothers movie. And you think, okay, yeah. Oh, right, these are the Golden Globes. So you got to have Taylor Swift, the Eras Tour concert. I want to remind everybody, the Taylor Swift Eras Tour concert movie did not even make $250 million. It didn't make $250 million. So even if you want to have this ass backwards ridiculous category to start with, you're thinking, well, you got to have some kind of floor to how much money a movie makes. I mean, I thought even with John Wick Chapter 4, which I love John Wick Chapter 4, but I don't know that it made $500 million, did it? Ray, maybe you can check that.
No.
How much did John Wick 4 make? I think it was 400 and something.
What are you looking for?
How much did John Wick Chapter
I got it
4
here.
make at the international box office? But the Taylor Swift movie didn't even make 250, right? And it is not, all due respect.
440 on John Wick 4.
How much?
440 on John
440,
Wick.
okay. So the Taylor Swift concert movie is a fine little concert movie. It is. I'm a great admirer for what Taylor Swift did with that. It made the movie theaters a little bit of money. It was a great success all way around. But is it one of the finest examples of motion pictures today? No, this is the Golden Globes. We got to make sure the Swifties watch. You see what happened with the NFL? When she started dating Travis Kelce, my wife literally has a shirt that has the Kansas City Chiefs logo on it, and all it says is, "Go Taylor's boyfriend." That's what it says.
How's that working out for them?
Yeah, well, and they have a winning record. They're still good. This reminds me back in the day when, what was it? The Something Tourist with Johnny Depp and Angelina Jolie. I can't remember the full name. That was the something tourist or just.
It wasn't The Accidental Tourist.
No, it wasn't The Accidental Tourist, but something about the tourist, right? Not a good movie. That I looked it up. Most of the members of the Hollywood Foreign Press gave that movie a bad review.
The Tourist. It's just The Tourist.
It was just The Tourist?
Yeah.
But hey, Angelina Jolie and Johnny Depp, if they're at our show, we'll get some eyeballs, and they nominate, despite the fact that most of their voting body gave that movie a bad review. When it came time for the award show, nominated for Best Picture. So we can have Johnny Depp walking our red carpet. So we can have Angelina Jolie walking our red carpet. And that proud tradition is still there today. Not only do they have this fucking ridiculous combination of cinematic and box office achievement, they put in a movie that was neither cinematic nor a huge box office achievement because Taylor Swift has the biggest fan base in the world and it was specifically for that. And this is why I cringe a little bit when I hear people complain, well, you know, the Oscars, they don't nominate the popular movies. Because it shouldn't be about whether a movie's popular or not. It should be what's the best, period. End of sentence. I don't care about any other conversation. And what's the best is going to be a subjective opinion. One person is going to think differently than another. And those are good discussions to have. But you don't nominate Taylor Swift's Eras Tour for either cinematic achievement or box office achievement because it wasn't either. Once again, the Golden Globes show their real colors. It's not a real show. Don't take their awards seriously. Maybe they can turn into something worthwhile later on. And yeah, for a lot of the other nominations, they nominated what all the other awards shows are going to be nominating. Sure, that's great. I can make an award show and nominate the same things. That's not what makes them relevant. What makes them relevant, and in this case, totally ridiculous, is they show to them, and it's not about the quality of the projects. It's about what will be best for our show. And let's nominate that, and it's fucking ridiculous.
So you're okay with the box office award, right? Because
no, I am not.
I mean,
not in the least.
I was thinking, like, if there's an award show that this award exists, Golden Globes is the perfect place to have this award, particular award.
Oh, yeah. If you were going to hand out a bowl of dog feces, the Golden Globes is the right place to do it. Absolutely. It's just, once again, shows why nobody, and people always wonder, John, when the Golden Globes awards happen, why don't you guys cover the results? Because they're meaningless. From a meaningless organization known as the Hollywood Foreign Press, they have nothing to them. Now, they've taken some steps in the right direction. It used to be, like, the Oscars are voted on by 8,000 writers, directors, producers, executives, creatives, musicians, visual effects artists, all this kind of stuff, people involved in the movie business. The Golden Globes was voted on by 70 people who happen to be reporters for foreign outlets that have Hollywood offices. Now, they've increased that voting number to something like 150 now or something, and that's good. They're going in the right direction. Guys, we want to take a second to thank a sponsor of today's video, BetterHelp. You know, guys, it's Christmas time, and I don't know about your family, but mine always used to like giving a lot of gifts. And whether you like giving big, elaborate gifts or small, personal gifts, it's important not to forget to also give to yourself during this season, because the holidays are a great time to do that. So whether it's by starting therapy, going easier on yourself during the tough moments, or treating yourself to a day of complete rest, remember to give yourself some love this holiday season too. And you know, I think we need to talk about this more. You know, we always encourage each other when we're talking about improving our physical health, you know, going to the gym and working out. We talk about it with each other. We encourage each other. Well, I believe it's time we start doing that when it comes to our mental health. Make sure we're taking care of ourselves by looking at our mental health too. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. So guys, in the season of giving, give yourself what you need with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/Campea today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/Campea. Rob, this is why every year I got at least one time talk about why the Golden Globes are completely stupid. You should pay no attention to them. And that Taylor Swift nomination and this, first of all, that the category exists, and they got Taylor Swift, who is neither cinematic nor a box office achievement. It just says everything. So tell me why I'm getting too worked up about this.
Well, I can't disagree with your cogent argument about this particular category. It's kind of silly. And a cinematic achievement, look, as good as a concert film is, I don't necessarily think that you can call it a cinematic achievement.
It was shot in 2 days.
Yeah, and it wasn't conceived of as being cinema. It was, it's
more of a documentary.
It's more of a documentary. But I would say this. I think the other categories, best actor, best supporting actor, actress, movies, they are very respectable. And I do think that they are quite, I was surprised by how much I agreed with their choice of nominees. And I think they've really done a good job spreading out both in television and in movies, prestigious films and very deserving nominees in most of their categories. I didn't see much that I thought was pandering, but to be fair, I only gave it a cursory glance this morning. I want to see who was up, but I surprised me. Like, oh, okay. And they nominated 2 Japanese animated films for Best Animated Film of the Year, The Boy and the Heron and Suzume.
I just saw Boy and the Heron yesterday.
Yeah, and I thought that's impressive. I don't know if that's ever happened before, but I thought, okay, both of those films are excellent, and I'm like, good for them. So maybe they're actually spending a little bit more time trying to make it less of a pandering popularity contest and more of an actual thoughtful, legitimate award show. But then, like you, I read this box office and cinematic achievement category, and so Taylor Swift and Christopher Nolan are on the same level now. And animated films are on the same level with live action films. And it was a weird thing. And I'm like, here you guys you're doing well. As I was reading down the nomination list, I'm like, okay. And then I got to this category you brought up, and I'm like, really? Really? Not that Taylor Swift, I mean, look, I think the whole world has gone Swiftish, which is fine. But I'm like, come on. I think even Taylor Swift would be like, I don't really think I should be in the same category as Oppenheimer.
She's like, does this mean I have to show up?
Yeah, she's like, does this obligate me to show up to this thing?
And sing?
Well, no. If they want her to sing, they're going to have to bring in some...
They're going to have to write checks
yeah.
if they want her to get on there and sing.
I just, I know it's Taylor Swift's world and we just live in it, but I'm with you on that one. But I do think, look, as a precursor to what might be the Oscar predictions, if nothing else, I do think that their nominees do point the direction of where the Oscars might go this year. And it did strike me as we have a pretty strong list of movies that came out in 2023 that are competing in terms of subject matter and in terms of talent involved.
Yeah, I don't think the Golden Globes are a precursor. I think the Golden Globe, like for instance, the New York Film Critics Circle, I think they're more of a precursor.
Sure.
And look, I think these are going to be the same as a lot of the award bodies. I think this is a reflection of that. The other thing I think they need to do, if they did this one thing, it would really win me a lot more over, and that's getting rid of this category. I've never understood we have Best Motion Picture and then Best Picture Musical or Comedy. By the way, Ray, did you know that The Martian was a musical or comedy?
Yes.
And it's also a way to add more talent to come to the show.
Whether May, December, or the holdovers, whatever. But then when they have best certain categories, it's best whatever in all categories. It's like, so you're acknowledging that. Like, I just think under new ownership, I will remain hopeful that they can become something that we can take seriously. Right now, I don't. And apparently a lot of the people in Hollywood don't take it seriously because nobody wanted to host the thing. They all turned down hosting it.
Yeah.
So anyway, here's hoping they can turn into something good. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.